Hello there everybody, Chris Ducker here. Thanks for tuning in here on Facebook. I appreciate you. Cup of Joe, first thing in the morning. It's a good one as well. Ethiopian Fair Trade, in case you're interested. One more sip. Thank you very much again for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about what you can sell, like figuring out actually what to sell to your online community, to the audience that you build up through your blogging efforts, your podcasting, your videos, maybe just doing social like I am right now. But once we've built up that community and that audience has grown to a certain size, and it's different no matter, that size is different no matter what industry you're in, obviously. But once that's happened, you've got to start making some money. You have to start making some money. Get a little selfish here, because for you to continue or to warrant continue doing what you're doing, investing that time, which is our most valuable commodity, once you get to the point of going ahead and actually investing that time, you've got to make sure that there's an ROI or a return on the investment at that time. Susan Panozzo, hello darling, good to see you. Tyler, hey Chris, no scotch? No, no scotch. It's 8:30 in the morning in the Philippines, Tyler. Although, is it coffee? Who knows? No, it is. It's just coffee, I promise. And Susan's throwing ridiculous compliments at me. Hello, you handsome devil. Right, well, that was the end of today's broadcast. Always end on a high note, I find. It's always the best thing. Give us some thumbs up. Hit that little button. Give us some emojis. Let's have some fun. So, all right, today we're going to be talking about figuring out what to sell to your online community. Okay? Now, for the last week or so, and I'll be going for another week or so, I've been here on Facebook every day talking about how you can build a powerful, profitable personal brand for about 5 to 10 minutes each day. And I've had a great time doing these videos, and I can't wait to kind of wrap things up now in the next 4 to 5 days, really zooming in on the subject of monetization, because I feel it's something that a lot of people don't really actually plan out that much at all. I know from some of the clients that I work with inside of the Youpreneur community, you know, they're all about the marketing and getting the message out there and things like that. But there is time when you have to physically get a little selfish and start actually making some money. Can I get an amen for making money? Because there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're providing value in advance of doing so, obviously, right? So let's talk about what we can do to actually figure out, not actually create something, we'll handle that in the next couple of days, but actually figure out what we can actually sell. And the easiest way to do this is to ask. That's it. If you don't ask, you don't get. Plain and simple. I had a call coming through for Mrs. Quack. This is going to be interesting to see how that affects the live video, actually. But yeah, if you don't ask, you don't get at the end of the day. All right. So what we need to focus in on here is getting in touch with our audience, getting in touch with our community members directly, whether it be just via email or social media if we have a relatively small audience. But if we don't have a small audience, then what do? Well, we survey them. Plain and simple. If you're just joining, welcome. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and also hit that share button. Let's get this out there. Tyler, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Let's get this out there and get a few more people in. So what I want you to do is I want you to seriously think about what you would ask your community members, your audience members, your blog readers, your podcast listeners. What would you ask them in order to gain information from them so that you can then ultimately start providing solutions to their problems? That's the secret to making money in business. You provide a solution to somebody's problem. If you do it well enough, you get to put a price tag on it. That's simple. Dave, good to see you here from North Carolina, the Tar Heel state, if I am not wrong. We've got Cincinnati. Brian, good to see you, Brian. Thank you very much. Share away, guys. Let's get a few more people in for the broadcast. I appreciate it. So I do a community survey every single year. I do one survey only every single year to my entire chrisducker.com community. Okay, and that basically is a survey that I put together that is done and hosted on surveymonkey.com. That's no affiliate, nothing there, just surveymonkey.com. Susan from Florida, Brad from Denver. I was in Denver a few months ago. It was great fun. And then what I do is I email that link out to all of my email subscribers, and then they go ahead and take the survey. And on that survey, I ask a number of questions. Some of them are closed-ended questions, okay? Some of them are closed-ended in regards to this, how long have you been, viewing my content? 1 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years, 5 years plus. They're closed-ended. You know they're going to select one of those multiple choice type of questions, all right? The other thing is that I'm all about open-ended questions. When you ask open-ended questions, you get information back from people. So that's the trick to a survey, or rather a successful survey, is the open-ended questions. But you don't want to have too many of them. 2 to 3 maximum, okay? 2 to 3 maximum on, say, a 10-question survey, because honestly, they require work. People have to sit there and type out. I'm curious, for those that are actually on live, have any of you surveyed your community this year at any point? Let me know, and let me know sort of what you found out from that surveying as well. So what I'll do is I'll give you a few questions that I've just jotted down here that you could potentially kick off a survey with, and then you can kind of fill in the blanks and get to sort of around 10 or so. You know what I mean? So, there you go. Okay, Corey is saying, I read your book some time ago, a neat collection of musings. Thank you, Corey. Do I have a copy of the book? Oh, look. Oh, look. Here it is, here. Virtual Freedom. How to work with virtual staff to buy more time. Why not? I'll plug it. To buy more time, become more productive, and build, almost forgot the subtitles there, and build your dream business. Excellent. Tyler said, I tried and I got crickets. Okay, I've got a little tactic for you, Tyler, to make sure that that never happens again for you, and that the next time you survey, you get a ton of people answering it for you. I'll wrap up my content part of this hangout here on Facebook with that little tactic. But let's go with these 3 quick questions. So number 1, what's the one thing you're struggling with the most right now? It's a question that a lot of online marketers ask of their audience, and there's a very good reason why. Let's read it out again. What's the one thing you're struggling with right now? That biggest pain point that they're currently having to handle. If you can solve that pain point, they're more likely to go ahead and part with money for it, aren't they? That simple, right? So that's a big one, okay? Secondly, when you consume my content, how does it make you feel? That's usually a multiple choice question, okay? How does it make you feel? Third, what type of content medium do you prefer to learn from the most? Is it written, audio, video, graphical? These are all informations that you can get from people to figure out exactly how you can create the content that not only A, can help them and provide value, but also B, that you know is going to be consumed because they've told you outright that they like consuming content via video or via written blog posts or whatever the case may be. We've got some feedback here. Anissa, hello darling, good to see you. Finding my true niche, said Brian, good. How many people do you think you need to survey to get to a point where you know you have identified a real segment that you can truly help? Here's the thing, and this is what I'm all about. Mike Morrison, by the way, is in the house, and I just want to give Mike a bit of a shout out here. By pure coincidence, brother Mike, I'm wearing your Membership Machine t-shirt today, so welcome. Here's, as we say in England, up yours. Okay, all right, so this is a really good question actually from Brad. Before I answer that question, Brad, let me just recap on these 3 kind of example questions, and then you can fill in the blank, so to speak. Right? So number 1, what's the one thing you're struggling with the most right now? Okay. Secondly, when you consume my content, how does it make you feel? We want to know, how does it make you feel? All right. Are we hitting the right buttons or are we missing completely? We got to find out. We might not like the answer to this kind of question, but we need to find out what the answer is. And then the third example question to put on your survey, what type of content medium do you prefer to consume my content via? Is it audio? Is it video? Is it graphical? Is it written? Whatever. These questions are very, very simple, yet they give you so much information for you to be able to continue to serve your audience in the right way. So to answer Brian's question, I'm just pulling it back here on the phone. How many people do you think you need a survey to get to a point where you have identified a real segment that you can truly help? It's a great, great question, Brad. Okay. Now, ultimately, unless you're giving something away, everybody likes a freebie, the chances are people aren't necessarily going to just spend time answering your survey. You've got to give them a reason to do it. Okay, you've got to give them a reason to do it. And that reason, quite frankly, can be anything. It can be a free ebook that you put together. Maybe it's an exclusive video from inside a paid community that wouldn't usually be public, but if you take this survey, I'll let you have it. Maybe it's a training workshop or something like that. What I do every single year, and I survey my subscribers every single year, what I do is I offer a 1 hour, one-on-one coaching session with yours truly. Now that's valued at $2,000. When I do handle one-on-one coaching clients, which is very, very rare nowadays, I do literally charge $2,000 an hour. So they can see the perceived value in that, and to be able to kind of carve out 4 to 5 minutes to take the survey, it's worth the punt to get it out there. This last one, we got about 1,300 replies. And then the year before that, we had about 700 or 800, something like that. So that kind of collates with how many people I've got onto my email list over the last year as well. Obviously, I continue to grow year on year on year. So give them a reason as to why they should actually be going ahead and taking the survey in the first place. In terms of what percentage, honestly, it doesn't really matter, because those that actually reply to the survey are the ones that ultimately are probably going to end up buying something from you in the first place. And I know Mike actually is a big survey guy as well. Mike, feel free to type in your #1 survey tip right now into the comments if you're still with us, because I think, for somebody who does a lot of surveying like you do, if you don't ask, you don't get. There's a book called Ask by Ryan Levesque, which you absolutely must check out. It will sincerely help you when it comes to this sort of type of thing. Helps in regards to segmenting your list, breaking your list down, getting the right message in front of the right people for the right reasons. Make sure you check it out. Ask by Ryan Levesque. Okay, and if you like it, tweet him and me and let him know that you found out about the book via me. Brownie points. Everybody likes brownie points. Who doesn't like brownie points? Who doesn't? Anyway, all right, so Brad, I hope that helped you out a little bit. Brian, I hope that little tip in regards to getting people actually taking the survey will stop those crickets from coming back the next time you do it. And now I want to do maybe 5 minutes of Q&A before I get out of here and get on with my work day. I'm actually being interviewed for a podcast 15 minutes from now. So, who's got a burning question? A quickie. It could be this. It could be related to this topic or completely unrelated. It's totally up to you. Please let me know right now in the comment section. I know there's a little bit of a lag between me asking and you getting it and then Facebook sending it back to me. So I'm patient. I'll wait. I'll read a good book or something for a minute. I'll read a good book. Actually, I've never done live readings of my books. Ever. Actually, I've never done it. The big question is, if you are live on this right now, do you have a copy of Virtual Freedom? Look, there's little diagrams and everything in this thing. It's a great little book. Hashtag, just saying. Okay, we're not getting any questions through, so that's fine. I guess I've just answered all your burning questions on the subject of figuring out what to sell with just the content, and I'm happy about that. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you are all about wanting to build a powerful, profitable, personal brand, what I'd love for you to do is to go back over the last week or so and have a look at some of these other short videos right here on Facebook, or if you're looking at this further into the future, make sure that you consume the whole series. There's about 12 or 13 all in. You may consume them here on Facebook, or maybe you might consume them on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, because I will be posting them there as a bulk playlist for everybody to dive into as well. All right, so again, thank you for being with me. I appreciate it. Tyler says he's got the Audible and Kindle, but not the actual book. Well, that's okay. You bought it twice, Tyler. Here's a little virtual star for you right here, my brother. A little virtual star. All right, okay, Susan, very helpful as always. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Susan. You rock. I'll be back at you again tomorrow, everybody, with another video right here on Facebook as part of my little treat here, my live content treat as we go towards Christmas. You guys are great. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll be back at you tomorrow. Bye for now.